All right, Graham, it's your turn to talk shit since last week you were apparently too tired to talk or do anything.
Had another tough week.
Yeah. You look stressed.
No, I wanna congratulate you on your first ever men's medal.
Yep.
At a PPA.
Eat it. And I bet you it's like the oldest combined age to ever medal at the PPA.
Yeah, there's no question on that.
There's no question on that, right? I mean, combined age there is Deakin 49, I'm 39. We got 88 years. Okay? 88 years medaling. Like, Jay, DeVilliers, dude, you're 28. You're talking about how tired you are? Pathetic. Okay, come on.
He was tired, huh?
That's what he said. He said he was really exhausted by the end of the day after getting shellacked 11-2, 11-0 by JW. I would be tired too.
Those 2 points were
that took 17 minutes. I literally went and they're like, hey, you play after this match. I went to the bathroom. I came back. You're up.
Did you talk mad shit to him in the bronze?
No, you know, during the match, he was so bad, I actually felt bad for him. So I didn't say that much. It was after on Instagram that I roasted him. And, you know, he was aware. He was like 0 for 11 in hands battles. and he was just a big pinata out there just getting rocked. But, man, Jay DeVilliers is one of my favorite guys. Like, that guy could not be more fun to interact with, play with. Like, what a personality, what a character, always a smile on his face. Like, probably my favorite dude right now.
And this is PPA Charlotte, right?
PPA Charlotte.
They didn't stream the bronze medal match?
They did not, which is sad because, as I said, Deakin had, I kid you not, the shot of the year. The shot of the year.
Why don't they stream that? What's the reasoning behind that?
Can't tell you. I don't understand that because even during the majority of the third, fourth matches, the majority of the matches on Grandstand, there's no commentators. So what harm does it do? Just let it play.
I think Grandstand shuts off. They just stop the stream. And the other thing, too, is they play backdraw matches throughout the day. They put those up, but you don't put the ultimate backdraw match, the bronze medal?
Yeah, I don't understand that. And it was like the second game was very, very dramatic. It was a very good game. It was sad to not have it. Like, Deakin hit this shot. We were down 7-10-2. We reel off 3 points. We're at 10-10-2. He gets juked so badly by DJ, and the ball's literally behind him. He's running to the right. He's about to crash into the rafters, and he just hits the ball as hard as he can for an ATP winner. And my eyes got like saucers. I could not believe, because first I didn't think he was going to get there, and then he pulled it off.
Where did it catch? Like the back corner?
Perfect. Like, I don't even...
The very back corner.
Back edge, whatever you want. Hit the shit out of it.
And no one caught that on their phone or anything.
No one caught it, and literally everyone who was watching it was like a, oh, moment, you know? And then poor Deakin, you don't even get that moment for the guy.
Damn.
Yeah. And so then, you know, we get to 11-11, and, you know, ultimately Jay just gagged it up. Way to be clutch, Jay.
What's going on with DJ? I haven't heard much from him lately. Ever since that paddle throw, he's been kind of quiet.
No, this is his third semi of the year. You know, he hasn't done bad.
I'm not saying bad, not so much in play performance, but just in general. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
How was he in that match?
He was DJ. He's kind of erratic. Some great shots, some bad ones. He's a little in and out mentally, but, you know, obviously super talented and can make you look silly at times.
Yeah. All right, so let's just get on with it, and congrats. It's awesome, man. Bronze in men's is huge. I mean, the Johns brothers weren't there, so it's not really a bronze,
Thank
but
you. Yeah, it's basically fourth.
It's like a fourth, but it's still your best.
But if Locklear had been there, then it's fourth, because Locklear knocks out the Johns every time.
Gotcha, that's true.
Yeah, but he wasn't there either, so it's fourth.
All right, so let's recap. Obviously, the biggest thing that happened at PPA Charlotte was the sock show.
Yeah, the Jack Sock Show.
He played all 3 events.
He did.
He played singles, I think, got to the quarterfinals.
He did, which made no sense because Ignatovich lost to somebody who I'd never heard of and I didn't feel was very good. So, James, I don't know what the hell you're doing there.
There's a rumor that he tanked, and you were like, you're kind of bought into it. I don't believe that at all. There's no way. Just so Jack could get a better position.
I don't know.
No,
man.
come on.
I'm sure it's not true, but like the probability of that is so slim.
Yeah.
You know, like, but the probability of him losing to that guy 2-2 is he's even slimmer. So I don't know what to believe in the world at the moment. There's a lot of hearsay and nonsense.
Was it streamed?
No, it was on one of the back side courts that's, you know, taped up.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so singles, he did about what was expected. I think you and I...
So my prediction for him beforehand was actually quarter semi. And I said men's would be his weakest event, which it did turn out to be. He made quarters of singles, so I got that one right. And I thought he would make semis, and they were down 5-2 against Arnold and Vivian David in the semis, and then Julian just went on a walkabout. I don't even know what he was thinking, what he did, but they ended up losing that. And obviously, Jack had a great performance in the finals of mixed and showed why he's the best athlete that pickleball has ever seen. And they won gold, alongside Ellie. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, definitely his hands were stupid fast. He's obviously extremely athletic. Explosive is the term
Guy
you
does not
used.
hit a backhand. Like, he does not hit backhands.
He admits it.
Even playing the left side, he just runs around, hits forehand dink, forehand dink, forehand dink, and then he'll pull it, which is obviously an issue in men's, but in mixed, it's perfect because he has so much whip on the ball. He can make it work.
Well, you told me something I wasn't aware of in men's. The reason he lost in the first round, or what you think, is the two guys he was playing in men's, he plays with regularly at his home courts.
Yeah, they're like his friends there. So the day that I got to Charlotte, I set up a practice with Jack, and two of the guys there that were essentially there to practice with and for Jack were the dudes that he played first round. And so they obviously have a read on him. They play with him all the time. I think it was clear to me watching, and everyone will deny this, but they're full of shit. Guys playing him looked so intimidated. Like they were like a deer in headlights. Oh my God, I'm playing Jack. And they looked scared. Like, James, sorry, dude, but when you played him in mixed doubles, I didn't recognize you. You looked like it upset me. Like, come on, guys, it's just a fucking guy. Like, you guys can beat this guy in pickleball for now. Probably not for long, because the guy's definitely uber talented.
That doesn't happen to me, because I don't know
who they are. You never know people. Yeah, we played pickleball with Kim Kleisters in Vegas. I was a little nervous. Like, Kim's number one in the world, won slams, and I'm like, Graham's just lighting her up, playing insane.
It's just a woman.
And I'm like, dude,
pickleball.
Yeah. I'm like, he had no idea who Kim Kleisters was.
I also have no idea who Jack Sock is either.
And he's like, she could beat Serena. I was like, yeah, bro, she beat Serena finals of slams. Wow. Okay. And then just proceeds to dominate her on the pickleball court. Not a clue. It would literally be like somebody going to a music festival and not knowing who Jay-Z was.
I'd be a good partner. I'm not. It's no different to me.
Yeah. So anyway, they were all intimidated. I felt like even Julian kind of, Jack was chirping at him pretty heavy, and they kind of bowed down to him. I think less so in the final. I actually think in the final against Riley, he just played amazing. He was everywhere. And in the first game, he was awful. In the last two games, man, he was just a man on a mission.
Well, back to the reason for the men's is it's his two friends.
Oh, yeah,
they know him. They know he can't dink. He doesn't have a backhand dink.
Right.
So they just sat on that, and that's the reason.
And they know he's looking to pull it. Like, he's going to go fade inside out, pull. And they were just sitting on it. And then it was funny, like the dude on the left, I think it's Dobrin or something. Like, there was 3 or 4, I sat down in the stands, I'm watching with Tardio, and there was like 3 or 4 points in a row, literally same pattern. He's going ding cross, ding cross, ding cross. Jack floats one a little bit, and he pokes up the line at Tyson's right hip. And the guy had a good poke line. Like, it was a good backhand poke, but it was like, oh, dude, this guy has such a read on what's happening here. He's not disturbed one bit by the runaround, not disturbed one bit by the athleticism. He's seen it every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of. I guarantee, like, if you could ask Jack, who would you like to play least first round? It was those two guys.
Those two, yeah. So that's the reason. If you're wondering how that happened, and then how does Travis beat the same team that Jack Sock loses to? Crushed him. That's the reason.
It was like 2-5 we beat him, or 5-2 or something like that. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
And they're not bad players. Like, we played well, and but yeah, they don't have a read on us.
So I missed the 2 best matches of the whole tournament. One would be your bronze medal match, one that I'd want to see more than any other match.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be the finals in mix, and that's because it went to ESPN2. And I don't know how to find that. I hate when that happens. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I just wanted
to
stay on the stream. Yeah, and then I heard that people were watching cornhole championships instead.
Insane.
Yeah. So all right, but it was a great weekend. I think I'm sure the viewership was high. I know on the stream the viewership was high. I saw it get up to, I want to say 8,000, roughly around 8,000 live stream.
Yeah, maybe.
The court at the time.
I mean,
and I'm sure the ESPN2 numbers did great with Jack Sock.
Yeah, I'm going to comment on this really quick. Like, I've watched Jack Sock play tennis since he was 16 years old. This, without question, was the most fun I've ever seen him have playing a sport. The guy looked like a kid again, and we were actually jibber-jabbering about this for a little while. He's chirping, talking shit. You're not allowed to do that in tennis. You are literally not allowed. Like, you will get fined, you'll get a penalty. And, he referenced that, like, he played better that way. And I referenced, like, yeah, I feel like a kid again. And it's similar for me in the same regard. Like, you're just almost being totally natural with yourself. You're not thinking about being formal or refined. You're just out there playing, having fun, talking trash. And to see him so exuberant, bouncing around, going for some kind of crazy shit, and just moving like a gazelle out there, it was like, man, this guy's
I was going to say, the guy, on top of being a good pickleball player, has a great personality. Even if I don't know him, just watching, like, he seems very marketable.
He is, and I think he's Showtime.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got it all. The guy's got it all. The best partners already already got a gold medal. It's crazy. Yeah,
and he's self-deprecating, and he's respectful to the other players, at least like behind closed doors. He was respectful to when we were talking about them, but more so, he obviously has a ton of confidence, as he should, and I just love the fact that he was getting into it and he was chirping and talking shit like, I'm faster than you, I'm better than you. He said andiamo to Julian. It was like, yeah, let's get it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
So he was.
Do you think he likes pickleball more than he likes tennis?
I know he does.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
So then why keep playing tennis?
Because he's contractually obligated to some extent with clothing sponsors, racket sponsors.
But can't those sponsors be sponsoring him? Yeah.
They could.
Tell me, like, what's the sponsor? What?
Well, I mean, I don't...
Lululemon?
Yeah, Lululemon is the sponsor for his clothing, and then Yonex is a sponsor. And I think, those companies...
And they're paying good money.
They're paying very good money.
Like more than he would make winning at pickleball constantly.
Yes, right now, probably. But, I said to Jack, and I might be full of shit, but I think if he was to go into pickleball full time right now, considering where he's at in his tennis career, he makes more money playing pickleball just because he's on a rocket ship.
Yeah, because the sponsorships that he has right now, like Yonex and Lululemon, they'll both keep maybe not the same amount, but close to it.
We did talk about that, and he said that he thinks Lululemon is going to make an entry into pickleball. And if that's the case, then it's an easier transition for him. I know he wants to do it. I think it's hard, and it's tough to explain. Like, when you've been in something for so long and you feel like it's your identity, I think it's hard to just kind of say goodbye entirely. But there's no doubt that he's at that moment. He's at that crossroad where he wants to do something he really enjoys. And again, if you watch him play pickle this weekend, dude was having fun, man. He was having fun.
Yeah.
And, I talked to him about this in Vegas a little bit, and I probably gave him adverse advice. He's kind of saying people in his camp and his life are telling him that, tennis has been so good to him, and he needs to give it another run, and he should be so grateful. And that's true. He should be grateful, and it has been good to him. But at the same time, like, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you don't owe anyone shit.
Yeah, so you can't do stuff for others
right,
like
so
that.
For me, I told him, like, I'm going to give you the different advice. Like, if you can go have fun, screw the money, enjoy your time, your time on this planet, pursue happiness over everything, and I think he's leaning that direction, and I think that's why he's going about it the way he is.
So he has other events already scheduled for the rest of the year, right? A couple more?
I don't know. Can't answer that.
Okay, but there's rumor that he's going to try to maybe enter MLP draft?
Yes, there is rumor that he's going to try to play season 2.
For the July 12th draft.
Correct.
Which, by the way, we found out today, it's going to be in New York City.
At City Pickle.
At City
and
Pickle.
And then Margaritaville.
Is it Woolman Park?
Yeah, and then they're going to do some stuff at Margaritaville in Times Square at the hotel.
Yeah, which is awesome. So Jack Sock might be in that draft, and he would go premier, no question.
Yes.
Because, he can play singles, he can play mixed, he can play... Yeah. Gotcha. He just can't play right side men's.
Not yet. I mean, he could.
That's his weak spot.
I just don't know how good he would be.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a guy that could ever play beta.
Yeah. That's cool. That's exciting if he does play MLP. He should.
Yeah, I hope he does.
If you're listening, Jack, on some sensational reel that we put out that's probably bashing somebody.
We're going to get to that.
You should definitely play MLP. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so a topic you love. You challenged another paddle, which I didn't even realize you challenged another paddle this weekend.
I did, yeah.
Why are you trying to be like the Avenger of Delam paddles for the tour? Like, why are you the guy?
I'm not the guy, but what I am is unafraid, I guess would be the right word. I think a lot of these younger kids have fear of repercussions. I really don't.
Is that true?
Oh, yes.
I mean, all right.
Well, you ask. I'm going to give you my explanation.
So you challenged Matt Wright's paddle.
I challenged Matt. And by the way, I talked to Matt after, which was funny. I think Matt's actually a great guy. He talks a lot of trash on the court, and he won the trash talk battle this time. And he had no problem with the fact that I challenged his paddle.
Why did he win? Just because he won?
No. So here's what happened. So we were up we weren't up, but I was up individually. I want to say in reality.
Are you playing the game, or are you keeping count of how many hand battles you win?
No, but I was probably up 6-2 in hand battles. And then we started chirping. I started to press a little bit. And he's say...
He's down 8-5 in the match, but he's up 6-2 in the hand battles.
I'm telling a story here. God. And then the guy started chirping something like, he's called it 9-2 him. I was like, yeah, 9-2 you, my ass, with a cheater paddle or something like that. But like, glad you won one, something like that. I don't know what I said. But after we started chirping like that, he won almost every hands battle after that. Yeah, he got me. So, yeah. Credit to him.
What is the paddle? It's an onyx carbon fiber?
It's an onyx carbon fiber.
Is it a thermoformed unibody?
I don't know that. But I just know that I heard several of them. I won't name exact names, but I heard several of them in past tournaments that I've played. And it was like,
you can name names. Who plays a paddle, an onyx paddle?
No, I'm going to leave it.
Oh, suddenly the Avenger disappears. It's only when you're playing him will he challenge you directly.
I mean, just be logical. Who plays an onyx, jackass?
Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't pay attention to onyx too much.
Well, I do. So people were playing it, and it was really, really hot, and I could hear the sound. And so, yeah, I could hear it a little bit on Matt's paddle too. And let me tell you, AJ Kohler came to me in the match before and was like, "Hey, can I challenge this paddle?" Or I should have, but I didn't realize I couldn't. I had to challenge it during the match.
All right, so explain. That's like a new rule that probably you created, right? Well, tell me why that came about.
Oof. Now we're really getting into some shit here. Well, let's see here. So during Red Rock, I challenged Tyson's paddle during the match and after the match. And
we talked about this last episode.
I'm giving you the storyline.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There's a discrepancy with the ref that I didn't challenge during the match, which is ludicrous. It's not true. I challenged it. So the PPA is trying to make advancements. They're now saying that you must challenge the paddle during the match for it to be an official challenge. The player then has the right to drop that paddle and play with a different paddle and not have it tested or any repercussions and whatsoever. So down like 9, I don't know, whatever, in the second game, I said I want to challenge Matt's paddle. And to which he kind of laughed at me and, had his paddle tested. So the real issue with this...
But not tested on site?
Yes, on site.
Oh, and did it pass?
Yes, it passed.
Oh.
And I knew it would pass. This is what you've missed about this conversation. This is where like your brain has not computed reality.
I'm having the conversation right now. What do you mean?
Well, we've had this conversation. But anyway, so here's the problem. Davidze had a paddle in Red Rock, okay? If you are on fucking 14th Avenue over there, you can hear her paddle that it's different. The thing is, it's hollow and as hot as can be. That paddle passed. Tyson's did not. Tyson's, just to put in context of how hot it was like 50% over the legal guideline. The legal guideline is some obscure magic number that some fairy dropped down in a mailbox and just said, "This is it. This is the delamination number and we shall all follow it." Like, it's ridiculous. If that paddle passes and Matt Wright's paddle passes, then the number is way off. And there's a podcast previous where Ben John says, take the hottest paddle, the liveliest paddle, which is probably the Selkirk 002, make that the barometer for how fast the ball can come off the paddle and cut it right there. And if you let it go much farther, then you're endangering the sport because now it can get to a point where, one, it's dangerous. It becomes like racquetball. Rec players don't want to play because it goes too fast. So this number that they're using to challenge is a stupid number. It's not a real number. It needs to be altered because, again, if Matt Wright's paddle and Salome Davidze's paddle are passing, then for fuck's sake, like, the ball's coming off like a missile. So yes, AJ couldn't believe it. He came to me after. I couldn't win a hands battle. I felt like I'm using like a little piece of mesh, and this guy's using a hammer and just destroying me.
This sounds like an advertisement for Onyx right now. Sorry, Selkirk.
It's a great paddle. Sorry,
he's never hit it, but it's great.
Dude, the thing's coming off like a bullet. Okay, all I'm saying is if that's the metric that they're going to use, then yeah, you know, and that's what I talked to Matt about. Like, these are the rules. Like, he didn't break them. He's not doing anything wrong.
So what happens to you for challenging and it passing?
I paid $250.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're covering it.
I am not.
You certainly said you would.
No.
Do you remember this? Thank you.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you always said that every challenge. Wow,
well,
finally, someone's in place.
Let me say something. Venmo.
No.
Venmo. First off, this sounds like an expense that Selkirk should pick up.
What? They're
Is it part of the expense of you going there? I think that's something you should have a receipt for, and you should turn that in.
I think
if that doesn't happen, then I'll get you the $250.
Know that that's not going to happen.
But let me tell you why I'm upset about paying that bill, because the other bill was $100. I doubled it now. $100
for the Nasty Nelson.
For the Nasty Nelson.
Why are you saying that online? I want that to be a surprise.
Well, it's not gonna be. You're terrible at it.
Okay, I always forget. I'm in competition.
I saw Matt at one point looking at the grandstands during a serve. Where were you? Where's the Nasty Rettenmaier?
I'll be better. I'll do better. I apologize for my failures. I'm a failure at a lot of things.
All right, so you got charged $250. I didn't know that. I forget that I have to pay for that. Stop doing stupid challenges. You knew that one was going to pass.
You said that I could do that.
No wonder you're challenging willy-nilly.
You said I could do that.
There's no repercussions for you. This is ridiculous.
I'll challenge any paddle I want. You said you'd cover it. You're rich. You got it.
Graham, you encouraged it. You really did. Yeah, it was.
All right.
Encouraged it.
Yeah.
You were like, do it to everybody.
You wanted to see more challenges, and so.
All right, well, then I'm happy. Nice. Good work. Try to pick some paddles that actually are going to not pass.
Dude, there was like a 1% chance in my head that it wouldn't, because I was like, if this thing is really passing, I need to see that. Because, again,
do you get the numbers on it?
Stupid. I could ask for them.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole argument like Ben is making. You can't go by the test they're doing now, right? You have to do a deflection test as opposed to what we're doing now, which is compressing the paddle and seeing if it compresses under a certain weight.
Right, if it's degrading.
We've got to see how fast the ball comes off the paddle
And look,
face.
I talked to Connor Pardo about this with the PPA, and he was awesome in this conversation. He is extremely aware that the number doesn't make any sense, that it's just some obscure number that somebody came up with, that even the RZ number of 40, all these numbers data needs to be calculated and put into place to ensure that we have the right. And he even said at one point, like, maybe we change the ball. Okay, well, you change the ball. Companies are still going to come up with ways to make the ball faster. You don't want to do that. The ball's fine. You just need to put the appropriate protocol in place and find out what those exact numbers are that don't damage the game's progress. And this is where it becomes tricky. Because when I was first starting pickleball, I was an advocate for faster paddles. I literally thought, for the game to evolve and for spectators to like it, it needs to be faster. I'm wrong. If it gets too fast, then you have people wearing protective eyewear. You ruin the craft of the game, the ability to see an overhead, the guy's over at the kitchen line, and you can be at the baseline and actually get it back, or even at the kitchen line and potentially get it back. If a guy can hit a ball 120 miles an hour, 110 miles an hour with a paddle because it's delammed, no one's getting that ball back from 14 feet. It destroys like those really wonderful points.
Rowan, do you think that part of the reason why he
here we go.
doesn't like the really fast paddles is because he doesn't have one?
100%.
Yeah. If he was playing that Onyx, he'd be like, they just got the other companies have to catch up. Yeah. They just got to catch up. This is a great rule.
I think you're onto something there, Graham.
I hadn't thought about it like that. That might be true.
If you were body bagging the shit out of Matt Wright, you'd be like,
first of all, I was anyway. I was with it anyway, dude. Okay. And even when I wasn't, I was still talking. Although I will say, I had more fun talking shit to James than anybody else. I feel like I got in his head quick.
Yeah.
Once I started chirping at him and Tyler, ooh.
So then I've got a new complaint myself. Connor Pardo, Mr. Pardo.
Ooh, I appreciate your transparency, Connor.
I think you owe me $250 because you realize there's a problem and yet you're still charging Travis for that problem.
I don't know if he charged me, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
all right, I'm going to get a receipt.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm not sending you a Venmo until I get a receipt of this charge.
No, I feel like you should pay me regardless. Right. You asked for this kind of action, and I gave it to you.
Okay, good. Nobody made a big deal of it for some reason. No one seemed to care that Matt Wright beat you up.
I'll start doing the Nasty Nelsons. Right. I want your money. I'll think about that. Next time I'm down like 9th, I'm like, I got 2 serves left. I can walk away with 3 hundo here.
But he said that Connor was saying that basically you helped speed up this process by challenging.
Yeah, so I got in some heat, definitely, for the comments that I made after Red Rock. A lot of people thought I was calling out Tyson and calling out Selkirk. Neither of those is true, particularly Selkirk. Like, Selkirk has the lowest defective rate of any company. So the fact that there's more protocol in place for paddle manufacturers is a benefit for them. They don't have to change their manufacturing process, and other companies do. So that's 1. 2, yeah, there's a little with Tyson whether or not I challenged the paddle during the match and this and that. But anyway, I got into some heat. But I knew with that match that if I called out Tyson and not, Brandon Lane or Brendan Long, no offense to you guys, but, we all, even myself, wouldn't do the same. Tyson has the biggest draw. I knew if I called out Tyson's paddle that this protocol that needs to be in place from the PPA would speed up. And Connor told me that exactly. He said, what you did made us rush through this process. We were crawling through it, and suddenly we had to move. And now they are. So I'm not going to take full credit for that because, I think other players played a role in it. But there's no doubt by saying, hey, the guy who's probably drawing the biggest crowds in the world was playing an illegal paddle for a portion of a match, made them move this protocol and this testing process to the forefront. Now, is the testing process perfect? Not at all. And Connor was very adamant and very honest about the fact that it's not perfect. But they are making strides. They are trying to do the right thing. And I don't think it's a really easy problem to fix, and I commend them for doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. APP doesn't have to handle this heat, you know?
Who?
This is exactly.
Okay.
The PPA and MLP are. You know what we forgot to talk about or put down? I'm just realizing. And Rowan, maybe you can help us with this. We had a whole bunch of MLP trades.
Yeah.
Like a ton. And you and I talked a little bit about this, about the breakers. And
Fucking Richie, man. Richie Toison, like, you made a deal with the devil, bro. I don't know how you do it, because you're not that smart. But somehow you pull this shit off and piece together teams that just win.
So they don't probably know who he is. Maybe they do.
Richie Toison is the owner of the BLQK Bears and the Bay Area Breakers.
Which has a good record.
BLQK
Both the teams
has won, like, I don't know, 3 out of the 5 MLP championships. Now 3 out of 6, I guess. Is that right? 3 out of 6? Yeah, that's right. 3 out of 6 MLPs.
Yep.
And in the first time with the Challenger League, they're 2-0. They've won both.
Yeah, and then Breakers, they've won both the Challengers.
And so they had to get rid of Rachel Summers, and they picked up Vivian Guzman or something. Or is her last
Rowan will know. Rowan's got
What's
it.
the last name?
They were calling her Vivi G. Vivi G is...
Yeah, because it's Anna Bright's college teammate.
Glosman,
who was a beast. She's 5'11", hands are fast as can be. She's got a nasty little cross-court dink. And they got her with the last pick in the shuffle draft.
For Challenger.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, are you shitting me? And Richie tells me he sent someone to fucking Sacramento APP to watch. Like, dude is on another level. Good for you. I hope to take a class one day from you on how to do this, because you have it down, bro.
So Tim Parks, this is for you this next minute or so.
Tim Parks, you're sus as a GM. And your ratings of podcasts is way off.
What Richie is doing that I think other people haven't tapped into yet, us included, right, is he is not going for people that have proven themselves currently or in the past.
Right.
He's going for people that are maybe newer to the sport, have huge upside,
Yes.
are unknown. He's like the athletic A's
Billy Bean.
of Pickleball, MLP.
Yeah, he's coming up with like an algorithm.
So he grabs Paris Todd before Paris Todd, anyone thought she was decent at doubles, right? She was great in singles, not good in doubles. Probably won him a lot of his Black Bear championships with MLP, right?
They won 2 of them. 2 in a final.
Then he picks up... Who?
Then he picks up Staxrud.
Staxrud, same scenario.
Same
Guy's
scenario.
great in singles,
Can't play
hasn't quite
doubles,
come around
and
in doubles,
and
but
now
he's
he's nasty
practicing
in
every day.
And now
he's
he's nasty.
and everyone's going to want him,
And
right?
he hasn't missed a fucking dink since last February.
Right. And now Vivi G, who we have a sneaking suspicion is going to do pretty well with her team at the San Clemente.
And I got to say,
MLP.
real quick, this is just because I also really like Federico. Like, he's kind of won me over. Find him very funny. I think he's the best singles player in the world. I think if he and Ben play 10 times right now, he wins more. That's my opinion. Just going to give that.
Yeah.
Guy's accuracy, like, I think it's a bluff every time I play him. But then I play him again, and he hits the ball that close to the line again. It's like the guy can't hit the ball more than 30 miles an hour, and yet sometimes it flies right by me, drifts slowly onto the line. The dude is very, very good, and he's like, I don't know.
He also picked up Pablo, who's kind of similar to Staxrud, right?
Yeah, I think Alshon was kind of a big risk there. And then he had Summers for 2 events. He knew that. Ava Radwanska, she won the MVP twice now, back to back, for the Challenger League.
But for Challenger, she was kind of a known commodity a little bit.
Maybe, but whatever structure he's using, like the patterns he's picking, because if you look at any 4 of those players, you could now in your mind say, oh, that's a first round Challenger pick. Like that's.
How do you think Vivi G is at singles? Glosman.
She's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. He's picking up guys that are great in singles, which
that's a
Tim
big
believes
factor.
is not important.
Well,
but
Tim's an idiot because he had. Sorry, Tim, you're not an idiot.
not
You're
an
actually the smartest guy I've probably ever met. I take that back. But in this context, you're not right.
He's starting to admit that. He says the sample size is small, but he's starting to rethink the idea that singles is not important.
This was the best part, is when his team, the Hard Eights, beat the Fives, who were supposed to be like the Dream Breaker kings in a Dream Breaker. He was texting me like, I'm a fucking genius. I fucking do it. And then sure enough, after that, they lost to the Hustlers, where Brendan Long absolutely shit on Cole, and it was like, oh, damn it. So anyway, yeah, it's a small sample size, but I think in this format, the singles is huge. And then I also think because the format's fast, you have a 25-minute match, like having a really good drive is important. So I don't know.
All right, what are the other trades that happened? I know that Johnson Cola got picked up, which, I was really rooting for our boy Austin. The Amazon man, I thought he had a really good shot getting picked up. I know a couple of teams have been talking about him, and he's on the cusp. And I don't know Johnson Cola. I know that he's had some past, years ago, had some showings. But for me, Austin's one of those guys that's an up and coming who maybe has some more potential and he can play any position, right? And he's got great energy. I don't know. Would you take Austin over John?
I personally would. But, John also had a great showing, but it was with Brendan Long at a PPA this year. And,
gotcha.
So making semis gave him a lot of respect. And
Who
I think
picked up Johnson Cola?
Who was it?
Rowan? Rowan's got it in front of him.
And I might be a little biased. Like, I love Austin, man. I think he's a great guy, great competitor. I played with him this year at the Daytona Beach PPA.
Right.
And we got 6th, and we had a good run. We beat some good teams, and I think it was the farthest at that point, like a non-challenger league player had gone in a PPA, the highest place, and he really held his own. He played very, very solid for me that day on the right side. We lost a very close match in the 5th, 6th to Diescu and de Villiers, and up until, I think we were up maybe 13-11-1 in that one. Up until that moment, he hadn't really shown any nerves. Like I said, it was probably the most fun I had playing pickleball all year. He was a blast. So,
and he's got some single showings.
Yeah, he's a very good singles player. I don't know how his mixed game is, but I have to imagine it's pretty good. He can play left, he can play right.
And he can cover a lot of court.
He can cover a shit ton of court. so yeah, he deserves a shot.
He will. My guess is next draft. He's going. Yeah. He's got to be going next draft. Where does Sincola go to?
Easy Drive.
Arizona Drive?
Yep.
They traded him for Wes Burroughs.
Wes Burroughs, they dropped, yep.
Oh, you knew that. And then
and then Miami picked up Wes.
And then Amanda Hendry, the DC Pickleball team, picked up Judith Castillo, who had a showing in an APP recently, I think in singles.
She won one, and she made finals of the U.S. Open in singles, and then she just won the next one. She got a default in the final of an APP from Megan Fudge. The fact that I know all this information actually makes me a little sick.
And then the last one I'm seeing here, there's a couple more. Wow. Miami Pickleball Club.
Picked up Wes Burroughs.
Yeah, you just said that.
They dropped Warnick.
Oh, your favorite player. They got rid of him.
I do fucking love Warnick.
And, wow, there's a lot of trades. Wow. Martina Frantova got picked up for Karen Carr.
Pablo's girlfriend.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Have you played with her before?
No, but I've watched her. She's good.
Oh, she is?
She has huge potential. I don't think she'll play full time. She runs like a tennis and pickleball store in Naples, so she doesn't want to do it.
I didn't know this. I didn't know she was that good at pickleball.
Well, I know a lot of things, Graham.
Damn, Pablo, you've been hiding a player down south, huh? What's going on with that? And then Rihanna Valdez. A lot of Latin players getting picked up here. Got picked up for Christine. I'm going to butcher these names. Do you know who Christine is? Trifunovic.
Yeah, Trifunovic. That's what's her name?
On the Columbus Pickleball Club.
Yeah, that's what's her name. She changed her name. It was
Oh, McGrath.
There you go.
Nice. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Wow, there's more. Rowan, you got to get these out for me. This is crazy. Tina Pisnik got picked up for Jeannie. That's why you didn't want to do it. You didn't want to try to guess these names. Erikina.
Exactly.
The Ranchers traded out. And then Philip Locklear, your boy, got picked up for Ben Newell.
I know. That's the saddest one. Me was a pickleball pushing out like for Ben Newell. What did you give up to beat the Johns brothers? My place on an MLP roster.
And that's because Locklear had a showing. Man, you have one showing at a tournament. You might get picked up in the Challenger League of MLP.
Well, it's timing too. Like, it was great timing for us. It was the week before, essentially, the shuffle draft. Everybody has such a short memory in this. Like, I laugh at it too. Steve and I go third. My inbox fills up. People I've asked to play when I haven't been posting, no interest in me. It's like, dude, it's not based on a week. But that's how it works in this world.
So, yeah. Are you getting any new partners from this third place you took? Any more offers?
I can't talk about that.
Oh, really?
No, because, I'm a fucking asshole, kind of.
All right. Well, it's good that you have options. It's never a bad thing that people want to play with you.
I want to switch to the right side, but I feel, obligated, and anyway, it's a long story.
All right. Well, another pod, I'm sure.
Nah, I'll be quiet.
So we have on here, the opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference. We need people to care about who is playing.
So
do you want to elaborate?
We've talked about this before.
This some chat GPT shit?
No. Oh, I forgot to bring that. Damn it.
I got it.
Oh, you do? No, this is Matt Troyer. It's a quote that he heard from somebody. And it's about how we're saying, like, we were talking about how you don't care what you say or who likes, who doesn't like you, right? What? And how you don't care what you say and who it's going to offend.
Me?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, most of the time.
For the most part, right?
You're talking about me.
I'm talking about you.
Okay, so
and other players, not just you.
Okay.
So the quote basically is the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference.
Right.
So like, in respect to pickleball, we want people to be loved and hated. Hate is not the opposite of love. We just won't want them to be indifferent, and that's the problem with tennis. Tennis people maybe are indifferent.
Yes.
Because there aren't a ton of heroes or villains. So therefore, they're not that invested, and they're not excited. They're not getting loud. But in pickleball, we want that. So when people say, "Oh, I hate Travis," or "I hate Julian
people say that,
Arnold,"
I'm so likable.
or you know what I mean, like the love-hate, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
what we don't want to hear is, "I don't know who that is.
Right.
I don't care what they're doing. Right. I don't want to go see them play."
Right.
That's and that's the opposite of what. And I thought it was a great quote that Matt brought up to me. That rings really true with pickleball and what we're after.
Right.
So just something I thought I'd bring up. But yeah, the chat GPT thing.
Let me go chat GPT real quick.
So we have a good friend, Luke, who maybe you'll get to meet here soon. He went on to chat GPT.
And we typed in tennis sucks.
This is the AI. This is like the new thing
AI,
taking over if you don't know.
Right, you can write a enthusiastic letter to my boss about pickleball, and it will do so.
So he looked up. He basically looked up what are the best pickleball podcasts, and it responded with nothing. It didn't know, and he said, "Well, what about Tennis Sucks?" And this is the response that came back from Tennis Sucks.
I'm not aware of any podcast called Tennis Sucks. It's important to keep in mind that derogatory or offensive language can be hurtful and disrespectful to those who enjoy the sport of tennis. It's always best to approach discussions about sports in a positive and respectful manner, regardless of personal preferences. Yeah, it's a personal preference. In my fucking opinion, tennis fucking sucks.
Oh, this is gonna be.
In that guy's opinion, it might be great, but in my opinion, it's awful. The worst. Yes, but I do not feel I'm offending anyone.
I think that disclaimer for the kids is a good way to sign off, Rowan. You good?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good work. Good work, as always.
We're done?
Yeah. You got anything else?
Stop calling me so much, Graham. Really bothering me during the day. I'm very busy.
Don't take that literally. This guy, I don't know what's going on lately, but I'm getting a lot of calls, and then I ask what for, and he just says, just to talk.
Just need my buddy Graham.
I wish he would take these all down in notes, and we could just talk about it here on the pod.
I have to talk about these things because you forget so many things. For instance, you forget that you're supposed to pay the paddle challenge and stuff, so I call you a bunch to remind you of all the things that you forget.
I do know something I need to remind you about. A certain student you have that's going through a tough time right now.
Oh, shit, yes. Ellie. So yeah, quick one. I don't do it so much anymore, but early on in my pickleball journey, Nate Yeager and myself were doing some clinics together here in St. Petersburg, and we always had a couple that would come to our clinics, Mark and Ellie. And they were loyal, kind, happy, jovial, friendly, all the things you want in pickleball. And, without me really knowing, they were watching all my matches and supporting me from afar. And Ellie is, healthy, fucking does yoga, eats perfectly. She's on the Austin Chikaidilov train. She's grounding. She's doing all the things you're supposed to do. And I want to say she's 50, late 40s maybe.
Yeah,
right around there.
Yeah.
She's not an old lady by any means, and yeah, she just got diagnosed with cancer, a I
think stage 4 and
pancreatic
or something.
Yeah,
right?
pancreatic cancer doesn't look good. And so, we just want to give a little shout out to you, Ellie. Like, we're thinking about you. We're hoping you're doing well. And if there's anything we can do for you, we'll fucking do it.
Yeah,
so,
now we're in your corner and we're watching and paying attention.
Correct.
And we just wanted to say, thank you for
your support. We
all your
appreciate
support. And now we're here to support you in your time of need. So please reach out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's our sign off.
Okay.
All right, great sign off,
Tennis
guys.
fucking sucks still.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.